Alrighty, good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's about time for a quick YouTube update for you, just to kind of show you what we've got accomplished and where we're headed in the schedule. I'm not sure if you guys have had the opportunity to come by the home site anytime soon, but if you haven't seen it, this is what we're looking at right now. So we are essentially 100% complete with framing right now, minus just some punch work that we're going to be doing over the next couple days. This will take us into the rough-in portion that we're going to be in next week, depending on how this whole hurricane situation goes. We might have some prep work to do Monday and Tuesday, but we'll see how all that plays out. In any case, on the outside of the house right now, this is what we call our drainage plane, all the Type-R wrap that you see here. You got some ice and water shield. Some of this stuff we're going to talk about at your build quality orientation, so I'm not going to bore you with it too much, but the house wrap is essentially what we call our drainage plane. You know, we're trying to keep that water outside the house, and that's one of the ways that we accomplish it is with that drainage plane. There's a lot that actually goes into the installation of that stuff. You can't just slap it up there and call it good. There's a lot of actual installation techniques that we want to make sure that they're actually following properly to make sure that that stuff is doing its job. So we'll kind of discuss that when we get into the build quality orientation, but let's take you guys on inside and show you where we're at. The house is nice and clean. I've also been in here to mark up the house as far as options and punch work that these guys need to come in and do. So we're looking pretty darn good so far. House is very, very clean. I like to see that. Right now we're just in the garage here. As we get into the rough-in stage, it's going to get a little bit more chaotic in here. Of course, that's when the electrical, the plumbing, and the HVAC system goes in. So right now, this is probably the cleanest you're going to see it probably for the next few weeks as we head into next week for rough-ins. We've also passed your sheathing and strapping inspection, where they go around the outside of the house and they're just checking nailing patterns, make sure we got all the proper straps in place. Especially as this hurricane approaches, that's a lot of very important stuff that you want to have in the house anytime you do encounter a hurricane. So, and the strapping and stuff that I'm talking about is stuff like this. You got the HTT5 right here. That's a big bulky bolt down strap there, and then you got your Titan bolts here. So the engineer in specific locations in your home actually calls for that type of strapping. Typically load-bearing walls or shear walls. You have a shear wall right here. That's why you see the OSB sheathing on the back side of it. You've also got another one right here. Very common area that you'll typically see a shear wall is also your garage to house wall. So your house actually has a few shear walls in it, and what a shear wall is, it essentially accounts for uplift and lateral load on the house. It just adds a lot of structural rigidity to the overall construction of the home. So these are really good things to see inside your house. And of course, when you have walls like that, they typically call for a little bit more hardware in the engineering than most of the other non-load bearing walls would. But this is what the first floor is looking like. They got the fireplace installed today. That's going to be a Richland mantle surround with the white marble on this also. So the fireplace actually gets finished off a little bit later on in the schedule, so don't be alarmed of what it looks like right now. That's just the rough-in portion of it. When we talk about framing punch work, this is the type of stuff that I'm looking for right here. Some of our models actually calls for a curb. This is actually going to get taken out. Your shower does not get that. It's actually going to be a slide-in pan with the tiles around here, so don't be alarmed if you see that. That's the type of stuff that I come in and the type of mistakes that I'm trying to find so we don't either fail an inspection or sheetrock over something so it's more difficult for me to fix later. All right, but that's what the first floor looks like. I'm gonna take you on up to the second floor. That little section of stairs right there is actually what's gonna be installed right here. That'll be the first 2 steps as you head upstairs here. All right, and the upstairs. Tons of space up here. This is that bedroom 4 location right here. It's a very, very big bedroom. This will be the bathroom here. Looks like the plumbers have came in also. You see my markings right here with the pink dot, and then you got the plumber's markings right here. Just this is where they want those plumbing stacks to come up through the floor so they can run plumbing to the bathroom. You got the loft area here. Again, we're pretty strict on our safety regulations here too, so we also call for safety braces on all of our windows at the rough-in stage. You'll see an X with a little measurement there, so we actually require very strict measurements on how high those braces are actually located. So the ones that are okay are the ones with the pink dots. If you see an X with a measurement on it, it means they just need to adjust those rails to fall within that specified range that we call for. So they'll correct that at punch out. They'll leave those on there until we get the windows installed. Something like that typically happens. You know, we definitely want to have one on there. It looks like they came out and just felted this roof, took it off, and left it there essentially, so they'll have to come back out and reinstall that. Run into stuff like that quite a bit where you have other trades come in and remove somebody's work, and they don't typically like to reinstall it after they remove it. So that's what my job's for, is to catch little things like that, among other things, I suppose. All right, well, that's a pretty in-depth review of the house here. I gave you the quick little 360 grand tour of the house. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You have my number. We are not working Labor Day, so if you contact me over the weekend or on Labor Day, I will definitely be sure to get back to you on Tuesday. But by all means, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, call, text, shoot me an email, and I'll definitely get back to you. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday and you have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on the next update.